What if the apple on your counter was less a snack and more a broom for your gut? Imagine that small fruit sweeping ash from a clogged chimney so the pilot light of your metabolism can flicker back to life. The 3-day protocol to sweep gut inflammation is exactly that. A short, testable practice that pairs a focused 3-day apple cleanse with a careful 2-minute internal wash to nudge digestion and thyroid into better cooperation. Before you do anything, read this next paragraph carefully. If you have known thyroid disease, including Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, are taking thyroid or other endocrine medications, are pregnant, or are nursing, consult your healthcare provider before attempting this protocol. Do not stop or adjust prescribed medications without medical guidance. I will be specific about dosing and safety. There is one firm rule you must follow. 1 single drop only. No more, no less. If you experience palpitations, sudden flushing, tremors, or any alarming symptoms, stop immediately and seek medical advice. The lineage for this idea stretches back into older, tradition-based practices. You may recognize references to Edgar Cayce in some versions. Mentioning him is simply a nod to a historical thread of cleansing suggestions in the readings and related traditions. Treat the language I use for the iodine element. Atomic iodine, atomidine, or the traditional phrase, forbidden oil, as ancestral terminology rather than clinical endorsement. The protocol is offered as an experiment in habit and awareness, not as medical treatment.
Here's the logic in plain terms. The 3-day apple period is the broom. It's meant to reduce the accumulation of sticky residues and slow-moving matter in the gut that can feel like ash in a hearth. The subsequent 2-minute internal wash is the match to the pilot light, a tiny, precise stimulus intended to support the thyroid's subtle pacing and the wider metabolic rhythm. Together they are compact, disciplined, and repeatable.
The 3-day apple portion is simple to understand and strict in practice. For 3 consecutive days, your meals are apples and water only. Choose organic apples when possible. Traditional recommendations favor varieties like Jonathan or Jonathan-type apples. The point is firm, tangy fruit, rather than soft, sugary dessert types. Eat whole apples throughout the day as your only solid food. Drink water freely between apples. The aim is not calorie deprivation, but a focused, mono-food window long enough to encourage a cleansing sweep through the digestive tract. Pay attention to how you feel. Lightness, changes in bloating, or shifts in digestion are the experiential data you're gathering. On day 4, you begin the internal wash, to be performed first thing each morning for 5 consecutive mornings, then take 2 days off, a 5-on-2-off cadence that preserves rhythm without overdoing stimulation. This is an intentional ritual. Small practices, repeated, build resilience. Step by step for the morning internal wash. Use a glass vessel only, no plastic. Pour half a glass of room temperature filtered water. Hold the iodine bottle upright and add 1 single drop into the water. 1 single drop only, no more, no less. Gently, with the glass in your hand, make a clockwise swirl to mix. Slow circular motion. Do not stir violently, or shake. The preparation is described in tradition as an atomic iodine or atomodine tincture. Think of those names as lineage terms rather than scientific descriptors. Now for the 2-minute ritual itself. Bring the glass to your lips and begin a steady, rhythmic sipping. 1 small sip every 5 to 8 seconds, synchronized with diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale gently through your nose. Allow the belly to soften. Sip on the exhale rhythm, then inhale again between sips. Keep your shoulders relaxed and your throat soft. Continue this pattern for 2 full minutes. The cadence is deliberate, small, mindful intakes rather than gulps. 1 drop, 1 glass, 2 minutes, that's all. Repeat this each morning for 5 days, then rest for 2. That 5-on-2-off pattern is the sustainable rhythm recommended for maintenance. Mini hooks to remember. Many people notice the earliest shifts by day 3. Track rather than assume. 1 drop, 1 glass, 2 minutes. Repeat weekly as a habit if it suits you. Safety again. clearly and plainly. Iodine can interact with thyroid function and with thyroid medications. If you have autoimmune thyroid disease or any endocrine treatment, consult a clinician before you begin. Never stop or change medication doses without medical supervision. If you experience palpitations, sudden flushing, tremors, severe dizziness, or any unexpected reaction during the ritual, stop immediately and contact a healthcare professional. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, do not attempt the iodine wash without explicit medical approval. These precautions are non-negotiable. How will you know if anything has shifted? Keep a simple daily log for 7 days, starting the first apple day and continuing through the 5-day wash and the 2-day rest. Use 3 markers, rated 0 to 10 each day. Bloating, 0 to none, 10 tanks severe. Energy, 0 tanks exhausted, 10 tanks boundless. And clarity, mood, 0 tanks foggy or low, 10 tanks bright, steady.
A single line entry per day is enough. Date, bloating x10, energy x10, clarity x10. Note anything else unusual in 2 words. Heart flutter, less hunger, lighter belly. Many participants report the first meaningful differences by the 3rd day. Others see a trend over the week. The point is trend, not a single-day miracle.
Let me anchor these ideas with 2 short examples, fictional and simple, to make the practice feel real without promising outcomes. Mara, who worked late and had chronic evening bloating, tried the 3-day apple protocol and reported quieter digestion and easier mornings by day 4. Her log showed bloating drop from 7 to 3 over 7 days and energy move from 4 to 6. Jonah, a shift worker who felt resistant to change, committed to the 5-on 2-off wash after the 3-day apple sweep and said his mental fog shifted enough to notice during his 2nd work shift. His clarity score rose from 3 to 6 over the week. These are individual anecdotes to illustrate possible signals, not guarantees. A few practical points that matter in the details. Use room temperature water. Not hot, not cold. Half a glass is sufficient. Larger volumes dilute the ritual focus. Use filtered water to reduce impurities that could influence taste or tolerance. The clockwise swirl is intentional. Gentle motion integrates the 1 drop without aerating or rough agitation. Keep your breathing slow. Diaphragmatic breath supports vagal tone and helps the body receive the practice rather than react to it. Don't vary the 5-on 2-off schedule unless you are intentionally experimenting and tracking the difference. Framing matters. Think of this as tending a hearth, not trying to force a blaze overnight. Cleansing is preparatory work. Apples sweep the chimney. The iodine wash touches the pilot. Over time sustained, small rituals can shift how your body responds to stress, diet, and environment. Sovereignty is the word I use. You are the keeper of your own hearth. This protocol hands you a precise, measurable practice to test, not a promise of cure. Avoid common pitfalls. Don't improvise with dosing. 1 single drop only. Don't use plastic or metal bottles that might leach into the water. Glass only. Don't confuse this ancestral terminology with clinical recommendations. Treat atomic iodine and related names as traditional language. And do not assume that because a practice is simple, it is risk-free. Respect the contraindications and be prepared to halt if you notice adverse signals. If you're ready to try the 1-week experiment, write a small commitment in the comments now. Type "I ignited" if you'll do the 7-day test. That early, low-friction step helps bring accountability and community without pressure. A few closing thoughts on rhythm and maintenance. The 5-on 2-off cadence is designed to create consistent stimulus without overstimulation. Over months, if you find the ritual helpful and safe, you may repeat cycles as part of a maintenance habit, always with periodic check-ins with your clinician and regular tracking. The goal is a steady tending of metabolic flow rather than a dramatic, unsustainable push. After 1 week, come back and leave a single-line result in the comments. Less bloating, steady energy, no change, or 1 short phrase that captures your most honest signal. That one-line report helps you see community patterns and helps others decide whether to test for themselves. If this video gave you a clear, usable protocol, like and subscribe for more practical tools for gut and metabolic resilience. Next time, we'll explore how simple shifts in dinner timing and temp can influence skin and systemic markers. Small habits, cumulative effect. Remember, the 3-day protocol to sweep gut inflammation is a focused experiment. Treat it like a lab for your own body, precise, measured, respectful of safety. 1 drop, 1 glass, 2 minutes. Sweep the chimney so you can see the pilot light again. Type, I ignited if you're joining the 1-week test, and I'll see your 1-line result after 7 days.